Some people spent their $1,200 COVID relief stimulus check on the necessities to help them get through these tough times. Some people saved their COVID stimulus check. Other people invested it. Or if you're like me and 9 million other Americans, instead of getting money from the government, you got a fat middle finger instead. But if you're fortunate enough, maybe you had the luxury of spending that $1,200 stimulus check on something nice for yourself. After years of pining for an NJS frame set, that's exactly what former LA paperboy Brandon Rue bought for himself with his pristine NJS Bridgestone Anchor. Now let's take a closer look at what could very well be the best or the worst, depending on who you ask, use of the $1,200 COVID relief check in this fixed gear bike check. Real quick, 58% of you that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so if you find that you like this video, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button and the bell below so you can watch more fixed gear videos just like this one. Subscribing is totally free and you can unsubscribe at any time. A segment of this video was sponsored by Wabi Cycles. To learn more about the only bike that I own and the bike that I ride on a daily basis, stick around until the end of the video to learn more about them. For steel fixed gear lovers, NJS bikes are almost always towards the top of the list when it comes to what a steel bike can and should be. Any frameset bearing that coveted NJS stamp of approval is guaranteed to deliver the hallmarks that steel bike enthusiasts drool over, from the aggressive, true track geometry designed specifically for the rigors of the velodrome, where elderly Japanese men will either win or lose fortunes based on riders' performances. Hard-nosed track details like the undrilled fork and brake bridge that allow for only experienced brakeless fixed gear riders to ride this wild stallion on the street, to the lugs, the most dashing way to join bike tubing together, to the elegantly engraved pencil-tacked seat stays brandishing the Bridgestone icon, to the candy apple Kirin sparkle finish that makes this bike 15% faster than any other color. All of these touches of refinement hung on some of the best bones for a bike money can buy. Ultra lightweight and snappy Kasei 022 tubing, lovingly handcrafted by Bridgestone's master steel builder in Japan. And the fact that this Bridgestone Anchor is in such a flawless condition, whereas most NJS framesets in the States look like they've been through 40 car accidents and an acid bath, only further solidifies this bike in my mind as a damn fine use of that COVID relief check. It's a fresh relief to my thirst after wading through a sea of cookie-cutter fixed gears. For the cockpits, we have a set of the fitting Nitto B123s, complete with the NJS stamp and finished with a track-style wrap to let the chromo on these bars sing. The tape is a brandless set that Brandon's been using since 2014, bearing the battle scars of countless long-burning sprints, capped off with red anodized Nitto bar ends. The bars are attached to a spicy 90s threaded Salsa stem with a positive rise because the rider ain't no spring chick. And let me tell you, fixie kitties, you too will also have back problems when you get older. And the cockpit is steered with the jewelry-like NJS Hatta Swan headset. The captain's seat is a Fizik Arione on top of the timeless Thomson Elite seat post. The pedals are an MKS setup with Sylvan's and Fit Alpha Sprint double straps, paired with Wellgo steel toe clips. Driving this spicy red ride are the best looking cranks known to man, Sugino 75s, matched with an FSA Track Chainring in 48 tooth. The cog is a made in the USA Euro-Asia imports in 17 tooth, fastened with a made in Japan Dura-Ace Lockring. The drivetrain is linked together with an Izumi ES410 chain in gold to add even more pop to an already poppin' bike. Rounding out the build, we have the hottest 2007 wheel set that's still a solid and baller wheel set in its own right, Velocity Deep V's, laced to Dura-Ace hubs, wrapped in the #1 fixed gear upgrade, Continental Gatorskins for reliable performance, unrivaled flat protection, and long-lasting rubber that will let you skid to your heart's content. And you can get as many reasonably dangerous everyday as leg day hoodies to your heart's content from zacaloto.com/merch. As nice as NJS bikes are, they're a bit too extraordinary in both quality and price to justify the purchase for most fixed gear riders. But getting an extraordinary bike requires extraordinary circumstances that we all have become painfully familiar with. Then it just becomes a matter of making the best or the worst use of that $1,200 stimulus check. The one time that I actually want to talk to the IRS, they are nowhere to be found. I am so jealous of this Bridgestone Anchor. If you want to have your bike featured in this weekly bike check series, you can check out the instructions in the description. Speaking of really dope steel bikes that you should check out, this section of the video was sponsored by Wabi Cycles. Every one of Wabi's design choices are meticulously made to give the purest ride quality for the money, and Wabi executes those choices perfectly with their bikes handmade by master craftsmen in Taiwan, and a friendly bike shop in Denver, Colorado that's eager to answer your questions and get you on a bike you'll love. Wabi's relentless attention to detail results in Wallace, my 58cm Wabi Special, weighing in at a grand total of 17.5 pounds straight out of the box. That's well under 20 pounds for a stock bike with completely steel, lugged frameset, and no carbon components. And that weight isn't just for quoting and impressing other cyclists though, it results in the best riding experience that I've ever had with a snappy and lively ride quality that only top tier steel can bring. That pure fun makes it easy for me to ride my Wabi Special as my only bike. If you're looking for a bike that puts an end to your search for the perfect bike, consider checking out Wabi Cycles linked at the top of the description, as it really is the closest thing that I've ridden to a perfect bike. And Fixie famous shoutouts to Stan Strong 108, Ryan Witt, Eric Avello, Julian Corona, Zane Kolnick, and Gio DeZero for helping to make these fixed gear videos possible through their support on Patreon. And remember, life is short, but don't make it shorter. Every day is leg day, so ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous.